Let's move along to the next Surfaces toolbox, which is the Create Surfaces toolbox. It only has 3 tools. First is Surface by Extrusion, again very similar to the Solids extrusion tool. Surface by Revolution, also similar, and Surface by Extrusion along. Let's work on the Surface by Extrusion tool first, and using the profiles that I provided for you. We'll do this by orthogonal. We could set a distance for the extrusion. We could extrude in both directions, apply an X and a Y scale, spin angles, etc., all exactly as the equivalent Solids tool. So, quite simply, we select the extrusion and simply drag. And there's our Surface by Extrusion. So again, very, very straightforward. Same thing happens with the Surface by Revolution tool. We're using AccuDraw to define the axis, which will be vertical in this case. I've set an angle of 270 degrees. We could keep the original and we could change the attributes, but I'll leave that unchanged. Follow the prompts. There's my profile. Now define the axis of revolution. I'm going to start there and go vertically upwards. There. So now I have a surface of 370 degrees resolution. So try those for yourself, and we'll zip along to the next set. And here we're going to look at the Surface by Extrusion along. In other words, we are extruding a profile along a path. Let me get back to wireframe. Alignment is normal, but it could be parallel. Parallel just simply means that the profile remains in its initial orientation and does not change as it moves along the path. Normal means that the profile is at right angles to the path at all times. We can scale it up or down. I'm going to turn that off for the moment. And we can lock the profile rotation. We can create circular surfaces. Again, all as we did in the Solids tool. Let's try this one first. So prompt is select element for path. Select the path. Select the element, data point, and there we have it. Let's do a color. We see we have a rectangular surface, and you can rotate the view to see that it is a surface. Let's undo. Let's try it again with this one. Select the path, select the profile, data point, and we now have a tube surface. So they work pretty much as you would expect. Let's zoom into the last one here. And this time I'm going to use a path and a profile, but I'm going to change things very slightly. So the tool's running. And this time I'm going to put a scale on 0.5. And let's see what happens. So select the element for the path, that's this one. Select the profile, that's this one, and data point. And what we see now, a surface which follows the path but is reduced to 50% of its initial size at the end of the path. That's what the 50% scale factor does in this case. So go forth and practice, please. You have all the profiles there. Try some other examples. See how things work exactly.